going. We're gone.
Let's see. That one. Yeah. Hello, everybody. We're live. I'm Sally, the upside down picker, and this is. Okay, now grow like a rooster. No. It's gotta be strong. It can't be wimpy. No wimpy ones.
That's all I got.
Well, dang it.
Sorry. Wimpy Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is, I don't know, terrible Tuesday.
Not
There's
terrible.
Hank.
It's not terrible. It's going to be a good day.
Terrible Hank. She's so terrible.
Hi, Hank. Good morning. I had 6 sales going out this morning. I was happy about that.
Yeah. I've got a bunch, but it looks like, I started in like Friday afternoon getting orders. So
yeah,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it's like,
yeah. Yeah, and because I had a return, so I'm not getting any kind of a payout tomorrow or today or whatever you want to call it, which kind of sucks. But my payout next week is going to be massive. It's going to be that much better, I guess. So I guess I just won't be able to go to yard sales this weekend, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, it does if you got good ones.
I mean, I might be able to go to a few, but I don't want to use my money that comes from other stuff, like, me working and stuff like that. I don't want to use that money to go yard selling. I want to use my eBay money.
Keep it separate, do you?
I'm trying. I'm really trying to do that because I think it's important. When you budget and stuff like that, and I'm trying to be a better budgeter. I've never been good at stuff like that, but I'm trying to be better. And in doing that, you have to keep things separate. And you have multiple streams of income.
Yeah. I'm not that organized.
I'm trying to be, though. Because they're kind of making it easier for me to be that organized. I don't do a whole lot of bookkeeping or anything like that. I suck at that. I need to be better at that. And if anybody has any tips for me, I'd be willing to listen because, and I know there's GoDaddy and all that stuff. And I had GoDaddy for like a year and a half. And I didn't really like it. I really didn't. I don't feel like it did much for me. But being part-time, I don't feel like I felt like if I was full-time, then it would probably do more for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a certain level you have to break over before that becomes worthwhile.
Yeah, for sure. And I got it for super cheap too. I think I only paid what was it? $13. I think it was something like $13 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't super expensive, but for it to be worthwhile to me, I would have had to have been a full-time reseller, I think, for that to be worth it. Hi, Shirley. Good morning to you, lady. Hope you're doing good. You know,
Yeah,
see,
I've never used GoDaddy because I don't know. It's just something new to get involved with. I don't know. I'm too
well, for
lazy.
sure. It's another bill for one thing, and if you can do everything that GoDaddy does for you, if you can do that by yourself, then there's no reason to have it. Or find other apps that will suffice, you know.
Since I have my taxes done by an accountant, I don't bother with GoDaddy stuff. I just here it is. Here's the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Hand it off to her and she does it. And
Hey, Nishana said that she worked too much in the garden this weekend, so she skipped work today so we could swear all we want. Well, thank you for thinking of us. Good to see you, Nishana. Yeah, I don't know. I just think if you can, because there's so many apps nowadays that like you know how there's that one with GoDaddy that will hey there, Maggie.
Hey.
Maggie.
There's one that will do your mileage or something, like you can put in for your mileage.
Oh, with Mile IQ.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different apps that you can use that you know, I don't know if that one charges you or not, but I'm sure there's some that don't, that you can use instead of that, you know. So, you know, definitely if you can get it for cheaper or for free, it'd be better.
We use Mile IQ, but there is a charge for it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. But for me, it's so much better than writing everything down. And then my intention was every week to bring my book in and log it all, but I never did. So at the end of the year, I was going through this book page by page and writing down the miles and adding it up. And so for us, it's worth it to just use the app.
Yeah. Do you have GoDaddy also?
Yeah.
So doesn't GoDaddy do that for you?
GoDaddy doesn't count your mileage. GoDaddy does so it links to eBay.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't link to Poshmark, but the big one, eBay, Amazon, it links to them and it pulls all your information.
I thought they had a mileage thing on there too.
I don't know. I use the Mile IQ, and then at the end of the year, I just pull the report. I don't know about that.
Yeah, you might want to check that, because I've always heard, and this has been like, I think it's been about probably 2 years, maybe 3, that I had GoDaddy. But I always heard that they had a mileage thing connected to, you know, if you had it on your phone, then it can connect to your phone and it does all your see, GoDaddy on PC has a place where you can where you can enter mileage.
You can enter mileage and then it calculates. Oh. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Shirley and Hank. Yeah, but I don't think it has anything that tracks your mileage. But even so, it has an app. It has the phone app. So if you're out, you can always, instead of writing it down in the book like I was doing, pull up your app and enter it manually each time you take a trip. So that's a little bit easier. But it doesn't track your mileage like Mile IQ does.
I see.
Yeah, I just write my miles down on pieces of notebook paper, but I don't ever do the short ones, like to the post office and back, even though it's for eBay.
Yeah,
I'm probably gypping myself out of maybe
Yeah, because we
Several,
didn't either. We didn't either. And
several
then
hundred miles. Yeah.
under the mile IQ, every time he goes to the post office, you just, and yeah.
And the Mile IQ, it doesn't. They don't care which car you're in. Like if you have two cars, it'll work whichever car you're in, right?
I I don't know because for a few months this year, we always use Michael's car. And then a few times where I used my car, I had the app on my phone. He would get the message. Like I had the app on my phone, but when it would pop up at the end, how do you want to classify your drive? It would pop up on his phone. And he'd call me and say, well, where were you? Was
Good
it
to see you,
business or
Liz.
personal? So I think there's a way to do it with two cars, but I'm not absolutely sure. Morning, Liz.
Hi. How you doing, Liz?
Let me look it up right
I
now.
missed So you've been have you been doing any reselling, Maggie, or you just been focusing more on your babies and your
I feel like I've been doing a lot of running back and forth to because we're right now because now it's summer. We're down here at the shore, but yeah, now the baby's here. I'm
Yeah.
always running back and forth, but I'm doing okay. I'm trying to. One thing I tried to do, which is why I signed up with the full version of List Perfectly. I think I said this before. Did I say this before the other day? Now that I'm old, I might be repeating myself a lot. I thought that I could enter stuff into List Perfectly, and then when I'm up at the city, I could pull up my iPad and list the stuff from List Perfectly. But apparently, you can't list or cross post from mobile on List Perfectly.
Oh no.
Yeah, so yeah,
So it's kind of like not worth it for you.
I don't I don't know. I'm thinking of looking into Vendu. I don't know if Vendu does that. So what I've been doing is I've listed when I list things, I list them on the platform, and then I add it as a draft on eBay. So then I launch. So I still can launch stuff on eBay. My goal is to be able to list every day, even if I'm not sitting at my computer. So to build up enough listings so that I can. So I have to look at Vendu.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money if that piece of it doesn't work.
I'm still trying to do my to do drafts and release them every day. I was scheduling them, but that takes I think it's 10 cents a draft.
Right.
But so I just started releasing drafts, just started making them live myself.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to do that and be consistent to where I'm having at least one go out every single day.
Right. That's my goal.
And that consistency, I hope, is, I mean, I had 2 that sold yesterday. Like I said, I sent out 6 this morning, and they weren't super high dollar, but they weren't low dollar either.
Right.
They were pretty cool sells. I sold a Godzilla that was, I don't know, he was probably about 7-8 inches tall, and he had a button on the front of him, and you push the button and he roars.
Oh, cool.
And he sold for $40 last night.
Awesome. Wow.
So yeah,
that's a nice one.
Yeah, it's I can't remember what the brand was on that, but people look for this this certain, I'm pulling it up right now.
Morning, Mr. Shady and Kelly and Chicken Toad. Chicken Toad? What's your real name?
Joanne. Yep. Hi, Mr. Sadie. Yep.
There's my son.
Everybody.
I know.
Yep.
Mr. Sadie.
How far? And
yeah, I put that trip log on my apps. And I opened it up and looked at it some, and I got confused, so I just said, "The hell with it." But
Well, dang it.
it's still on there. But yeah,
Well, maybe you need to Google it and see if there's somebody that does a video on it.
yeah, I should do a lot of things.
Yeah, for sure. The brand on that Godzilla was Trendmasters. It's a very popular brand. And I think it was a 90s piece, to tell you the truth. I think.
Wait, when I typed in trend, I started to type in Trendmasters, and Trendmasters Godzilla was the first suggested thing that popped up. Well,
Mhm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And mine was a 6-inch. Yep. So, I mean, that's pretty small for any kind of action figure type
Yeah.
deal, and he still sold for
It's
40.
all about size with you women.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys knock it off. So I put in the serial number to my Coach purse yesterday,
Oh, okay.
and it's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So have you listed it yet?
Sells in the store for $2.99. So
Sweet.
yeah,
It looked like it was in really nice condition.
yeah, it's got. I mean, it's not stuffed right now, but yeah, it's a really nice purse, and so I'm thinking I'm gonna list it for probably about 175
Okay.
because it's in really good condition.
Nice.
So
I'll
and
be looking to
I
see
see
how
other
you're gonna,
ones around 215, somewhere around there.
you're gonna list it. Is it still selling on Coach, or is it like a bag that's not being sold anymore on the site?
I don't know. I don't think it's retired. I think it's still selling.
Are you gonna list it as a buy it now?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it'll go good. Which is great since I bought it for $3.
That's amazing.
That's why I love yard sales, is because you can, and it was in a box out on the lawn, not set up on a table somewhere, in a box on the lawn, and it was with a bunch of laptop bags and stuff like that, just like in the middle of a pile.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, and I didn't want to bring too much attention to it. And so I'm like, how much for this bag, and not showing the Coach part, not showing I had it turned around. This bag, oh, $3 for
Wow.
all of them, $3 each. Okay. I had to keep a straight face as much as possible, because I'm like, I'm so excited right now because the stitching looks really good.
Oh, it's so cool. I know Michael always tells me I need to stop showing my excitement on my face when I find stuff at a yard sale. He can tell. He'll be all the way across, and he'll look over at me, and he'll think, "Oh, she found something," and he's like,
He knows just by your face. Yep. So besides that Godzilla yesterday, I sold a equestrian polo, which they're called Dover, and a lot of people use them for uniform shirts for kids going to school. So yeah, so I was getting these boxes from Cindy Y, and she kept sending me those Dover shirts, and I'm like, I'm never gonna get rid of all these freaking Dover shirts. I had like 7 or 8 of them. I have one.
Wow.
And they're selling for between $20 and $30.
Yeah, she
So
sent me a box that I sold everything out of. Morning, Karen.
yeah.
I sold a few days ago. I posted a picture. Todd, do you remember the tie that had the greyhounds jumping hurdles on it? The neck tie, and that sold yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Now I'm thinking I'd probably priced it too low.
Morning, Karen.
Usually sit for me, and that sold pretty quick.
Yeah, gotta have that yard sale poker face.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you don't want to. These people, they didn't really. I'm not trying to be judgy, but you kind of go in there and you're like, okay, are these people going to be cool? Like, are they going to be? I know they got money because you can see all these things with new with tags they haven't worn. They are throwing a Coach purse in the middle of a box that, it really doesn't mean much to them. That's how I look at it. And so are they going to be cool? Are they going to be like, okay, we're going to let it go for yard sale prices, or are we going to try and make our money back on the new tag price, So you kind of have to go in there with a little bit of, open-mindedness and be like, okay, they're just trying to have a yard sale,
right.
Because there's some yard sales I go to and they have all these printouts.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I love to say, oh, are you offering a 30-day return policy on this? Because if you were selling it on eBay, that's what you would be offering along with this price. I love to say that.
Oh, I never even thought of
kind of
that.
puts them in their place a little bit.
Yeah.
Or I just go and I look and I see and I go, okay, thank you, bye-bye.
Yeah, if they've got those. I remember one year this woman had these craft books, some of which were good. Like I scanned one or two of them, and they were good. So I think she wanted $2 a piece, and there probably was like, 25 or 30 of them there. So I said to her, I'll take them all if you give them to me for $1 a piece. And her husband's like, yeah. And she's like, no, she wouldn't sell them to me.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, all right. So I left. And the next summer I went back and there were all those craft books for $1 a piece. You should have just sold them for me yeah.
Maybe she's been divorced since then also.
You never know.
I
do not have a poker face.
No.
I just go in and say, oh, that is cool. How much is this? And people look at me like, I'm going to stick it to him.
Yeah. Let me raise that price for you, buddy.
I hate the ones where there's no prices on anything, and then you say, how much are your books? And they'll say, well, it depends. And I hate that. It's like,
I went to a yard sale on Sunday, and no, what was it? No, it was Saturday. I went to a yard sale, and the guy was just putting stuff out, and I went up there and was just watching, the stuff that he was taking out of the boxes and stuff. And he wasn't, seeming like he was trying to rush or anything like that. And didn't seem like perturbed that I was standing there, watching the stuff he was taking out of the boxes. But he took something out, put it on the table, and I said, oh, how much for this? And he goes, oh, I can't really sell anything right now. And I said, oh, why? And he goes, because my my wife is the one who puts prices on everything, and I don't sell anything without her approval.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe I'll stop back by. Thank you. Wow. It wasn't like these, extravagant it was little old Christmas ornaments. Yeah. And
Wow.
I was like, there's got to be like, 2 inches of dust on this stuff. And it's like, why not give me, say $1?
Obviously, he's scared of his wife. I mean,
it's like,
yeah.
Wow.
I hate it when I'm at a garage sale and you see something for 25 and you say, would you take 20? And the seller says, oh, that's Harry's. Let me call him and see what he says.
Yeah.
And then,
oh my God,
you don't hear back. You're standing there. You got 12 more sales to go to.
Yeah.
And she's on the phone for 10 minutes with Harry. Harry's not here. Oh, okay. Let me try this other number. And I'm like, oh my God. Never mind. You keep your little $25 item.
Mm-hmm.
Joanne says, I hate when they say start a pile and I'll let you know. Well, let them tell me. Yeah, I hate that too, because I might be thinking, well, I'll pile up these books for $1 a piece. And they might be thinking, well, I want $5 a piece for those books. Like, I want to know ahead of time before I start piling.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
I know
that's the way one of my favorite estate sales works.
But generally how they price, right?
He usually gives me a deal, but yeah, and I don't like it, but this guy does kind of the lower end estate sales, so he doesn't really even clean and present stuff all that much.
Well, I always try to ask for at least a couple of prices,
right.
before I start making a pile or something, because if you don't know where they're at, you could be thinking $1 a piece or cheaper, depending on how much you buy.
Yeah.
And they could be thinking $3 a piece.
Yeah.
And that's there's a whole lot of space in between that.
Right. That's what Liz says. I make them tell something. Yeah.
That guy sold me a Canon camera worth $125 at that sale for 20. Yeah. He makes good deals, but yeah, it is annoying when you don't know what something's worth and you're just bringing it up to the table and I'll make you a deal. I'll take care of you, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never know. Shirley says, Sally, it seems like you're selling higher value stuff. I think I'm thinking your picking skills are getting better and better. I think just from doing this for so long that maybe they are. And also, like, I'm, like, I think it was on Sunday. I only went to a few yard sales. I just felt like I was kind of being picky because I have so much stuff already.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a little bit more picky, and I want to buy good stuff. I want to buy stuff that's going to make me some money, and I don't want to just hoard a bunch of crap. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hank says, had it happen where one lady at the sale says this price on items, gets up to the front of the cashier types, that lady says, oh, that's too low, and wants to argue. And you're standing with a pile because you don't know where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've left stuff before like that. Okay. Yeah. Let me go put that back.
Yeah.
Yeah, a guy wanted to sell me a video camera a couple of weeks ago at garage sale, and I had a pile going. How much is the camera? $20. I went, oh, ow, ooh. He said, "Is that too much?" I said, "I was gonna maybe offer 5." He said, "Okay." So I went and put it back. I didn't even feel like arguing or talking to him anymore about it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a real high. It wasn't one with the night vision.
Right. Yeah. So you just, have to, try and get them. I mean, you could have probably worked out a better deal than 20 if you would have kept at them.
Yeah.
But it depends if you're in the mood or not.
But yeah, at the same garage sale, I got a couple of good deals on other stuff. So I was like, I'm not worried about the camera then.
Mr. Sadie wants to know if you're selling any flukes.
Yeah, I sold 3. Let's see. I spent $1,500 at the auction, and so far with the 3 fluke sales, 3, 4, I got about $425 back.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
So they're selling.
That's
the high
great.
dollar one is still out in the air. I haven't had a whole lot of hits on it. I've got a $1,200 one. And then this one, I'm waiting for a cord, but if it works, it's a $500. This one's a $500 one. I hope it'll work with just the cord. It's got another attachment for charging. And I looked up the price of the new charging attachment, and it was like $300. So I was like, oh, ouch. No. So I don't know what to do about this one. I mean, I know I could sell it as is, but I'd hate to take $150 for a $500 fluke. Whatever. There's always something.
But is there anybody around you that could test it maybe?
I think in my internet guy has been in several different electrical professions. Maybe he's got the know-how to test it, but that guy's a flake.
Well,
I hate to say that about him because he set me up with the 2 old ladies who sold me all that stuff out their garage. Right. But,
oh, yeah.
Anyway.
But it might be worth asking him, if he could possibly test it for you.
Yeah.
Or look at it or something and tell you something about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got an onboard battery, and I don't know if it'll charge up with the without a power supply. So I'm like, kind of stuck on that one.
What about? I wonder if doesn't Home Depot sell those?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you can maybe rent one from home, because you know how Home Depot will rent out different things. I'm wondering if
some of them rent some stuff.
I'm wondering if you could possibly rent one of those, and it should come with the charger. Then you can charge yours. You know what I mean? And see if it does the same stuff. That would be one way of testing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just how my brain.
Possibly. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let me show you what these are kind of selling for. I'll share a screen here if you'll push the button.
Okay.
Mr. Sadie says, look on YouTube, Todd. Lots of videos on those stuff.
Oh, yeah. Am I sharing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a Fluke 702. And here's one they're asking $12.50.
Oh.
But I don't have that little battery charger, that square thing.
Oh.
I've just got the unit.
Okay. And none of your other units have that either, right?
No, it's a totally different battery system.
Okay.
Totally different powering system.
Do you see what Shirley's saying? She's saying, I'm waiting for a chance to show off my knowledge about flukes. Less than a week ago, I didn't know what the heck they were.
But here's one that sold for less than $5.99, you know. So, but they've got the charging block.
Mr. Sadie says Home Depot won't have that one. That's more advanced.
Yeah.
You have a fan, Todd.
Yeah, right.
Do you see him?
Oh yeah.
Bump crack on the job.
Hey, Bump Crack.
So
Mr. Sadie says Home Depot won't have that one because that one's more advanced.
Yeah, but I went to the Fluke web page, and yeah, you can buy new battery charger stuff for it, but it's like $300.
When they let you just take it there and plug yours in. So what does this thing do?
Oh, this one tests. It's a documenting process calibrator.
Oh, yeah, that means something.
So, yeah, that's about it, what I know about it, too.
Oh.
The only other thing I can think of is if you find somebody that's selling that, or you know, like a place that's selling it, and find out what their return policy is, buy it with the charger, then charge yours, then return it.
The calibrator or process calibrator is used for basic measuring, testing, and regulation techniques for setting and verifying test installations and instrumentation. That makes it even less clear.
Yeah, I need an interpreter for my interpreter.
It's going to be one of those mysteries of life I never solve. Shirley says, I'm waiting for a chance to show off my knowledge about flukes. Less than a week ago, I didn't know what the heck they were. I never even heard of one. Funny. Oh.
Yeah. Nashana, that is hilarious. She says, according to the internet, a fluke is an unexpected stroke of good luck. Todd got lucky.
Yeah, and there's also kind of a water animal that's a fluke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's see.
Mr. Sadie says, put one end on your tongue and the other in a light socket and see what happens.
That's a good way to test it. You may not be around for the end result, though.
but then Gwen will sell it.
Yeah, a fluke is also called a trematode, any member of the invertebrate class,
Huh.
a group of parasitic flatworms.
Oh,
Okay.
so it's a parasite.
There are 10,000 species of flukes.
Wow. Huh.
Ew, they look like just squishy.
Yeah.
A little bit like one of those. They look a little bit like a little leech.
Oh.
I don't want to see a picture of it. Hank says that reminds me of testing 9-volt batteries minus the light socket step. Yeah, I wonder how messed up we are from that, Hank. I used to have such a hard time getting that taste out of my mouth.
That's true, Kelly. That the tail markings on a whale are called.
That's right.
Oh my God, Hank.
There's all kinds of flukes. I wonder where the Fluke Electrical Company decided to call their company Fluke. Did they name it after the parasite or the whale or the?
It was probably after their
stroke
last
of
name
luck?
or something.
Somebody's last name is Fluke.
Maybe.
Baby.
Hi, I'm Sammy Fluke.
So, Kelly, are you saying that Todd is selling some tail?
Fish tails.
Yeah, I don't know if it works either, Hank. Like, does that work as far as the 9-volt battery? Is that the truth? Like, if it has that metallic taste or whatever, that it gives you a little buzz or whatever, yeah. So if you hold that to your tongue,
yeah, you've never done that?
Yeah. Oh, tons of times.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, it's kind of a bitter tasting shock.
Yeah.
A little shock.
And if it gives you that, then that means that it's good, right?
That means it's still got some charge. It may not be fully charged.
Right. Hank says, give us a demonstration, please.
No thanks.
You'll pass.
So Fluke was founded in 1948 by John Fluke Sr.
See?
So there we go.
Golly, it is somebody's name.
Yep.
Okay.
Shirley says, don't nobody say this program isn't educational.
For sure.
I'm telling you.
I know. As a kid, I thought, oh, well, if I find out that it's a good battery, that's a good thing. I can use it in my CD player or whatever, We were always hunting for good batteries when we were a kid because it seemed like everything took freaking batteries. And we never had any. And batteries were expensive, dang it. And so
with a car battery.
Yeah. It seemed like it was all you were always on the hunt for a good battery, And then as I got older, I'm like, I am not sticking my tongue on that thing. We'll go buy a new pack.
That is crazy. I've never heard of doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was the thing. Like a lot of it seemed like a lot of the kids' toys and CD players and stuff like that took 9-volt.
That's wild.
And then so we would always take a 9-volt out of the alarm clock or whatever and put it to our tongue, and it gives like this metallic taste, and to me it's a shocking a shocking taste. It's like so horrific. I cannot. It takes probably 2 to 3 days for me to get it out of my mouth. And then
wild.
But that means that it has some kind of voltage left. Yeah. And then if you don't get that, then it means it's dead.
Sadie, I did order the power cord that goes to the battery charger for this, but I'm hoping that the power cord will just plug right straight into it, and it can be run with just straight electricity powering it. And that way I can test it without having good batteries. And then when I list it, just say, I don't know if the battery's good or not. I can't charge it. I don't have a charger. So we'll see.
Yeah, and that type of a return would suck.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree, Hank. Never like a luxury expense. I swear, I think my parents like tried to buy toys without batteries, just because they knew that they were like going in for a whole other expense if it needed to include batteries.
I suppose if I ordered the battery charger and it still wouldn't charge up, that I could sell the battery charger and get some of my money back.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And then if you list it with the battery charger, you would get get some of your money back.
Yeah.
On that,
It's a very proprietary system. You can only use Fluke batteries on this Fluke. They don't have a generic battery that'll work in it. So that's annoying.
Hank says, oh yeah, it was a big deal at our house. Mama never participated, but that was par for the course. Me and Daddy sitting there jabbing these batteries on our tugs like we were scientists and money savers. And then she says, and the batteries were in a washed-used ice cream bucket with the handles and the plastic lid. Remember those? Yep. My mom would buy, what were they? 3-gallon? I think 3-gallon buckets of ice cream. My mom would buy those for our birthday parties or whatever, because we usually had like tons of cousins that would come over, and when they can start buying it in 3-gallon tubs, my mom always kept those tubs, washed them out, and used them for other stuff.
Yeah. Mom used to give in stocking stuffers, she would give packs of batteries.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I know people are going to get things for Christmas that they need batteries for, so I put a bunch in there, and there would be all different kinds, double A's, triple A's, 9 volts.
That's a good idea.
She's a crazy old lady.
Yeah, when we were getting something that needed batteries, that's what we got in our stocking was batteries. Yeah, packs of batteries back in the day were like gold, for sure.
I feel deprived.
Well, just the whole fact that you never knew that makes you not deprived.
Yeah. We never bought 3-gallon buckets of ice cream either. That's so funny.
That is funny.
One time we had a babysitter, because my father wasn't around. My mother worked, which was not usual back in those days. So the woman down the street was babysitting us while my mother was at work. and she had 2 sons. So she would go out during the day, the babysitter, and leave us with the 2 teenage boys. Until the one day we told my mother about this fun game they taught us, how they gave us pennies and taught us how to stick them into the slots on the outlet.
Mhm.
She's like, okay, you're out of there.
What could happen?
The next time you see a 9-volt battery, no matter what, you should put your tongue to it just to see, what the experience is.
Is the stronger the more power the battery has, the stronger the taste? I don't think I have it.
Yeah, because if it doesn't have any voltage left, it won't give you the metallic taste.
I'm gonna have to ask Michael if he ever did that. That's interesting. Huh.
I seriously think that you should experience it once in your life.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Maybe I'll do it.
I'm not asking you to do that every time you see a 9-volt. Just
maybe I'll do a YouTube video of me tasting a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, it's it's not pleasant, but it doesn't hurt really. It's done
No. I mean, Hank says just for the experience, but be warned, it could damage your taste buds, according to the internet. Well,
right.
Yeah, but you know what?
I suppose if you left it on there and just held it there for an hour.
Well, right. If you're not all in your right mind, I mean, there could be damage, I'm sure. But yeah, if you're just, that's all it takes. Because I would be like,
yeah.
Liz, I wasn't quite highborn, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, Sadie, I've done a lot of listings like that.
Oh, there's some YouTubes of 9-volt battery taste Licking a 9-volt battery with spark fun.
Yeah, it's so crazy to me that all batteries didn't work like that. It's it's because it had the both of the different sides. Like instead of having a battery that has a plus and minus at one end, it had them together, so that's how you could test it, right, Todd?
Yeah. My tongue is not long enough to go around the end of a AA battery all the way to the other end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I suppose
but
it
if
would
you
do
put the whole battery in your mouth, would you get the same result?
I don't.
You might. I don't know. I ain't gonna shove a AA battery all the way in my mouth, though.
I'm surprised I never did that to see. Because I mean, that's how I was when I was a kid. I was always doing stuff like that.
It would probably shock you, and you'd take a deep breath and suck it down and choke yourself to death.
Oh, possibly.
I don't know. Here's a website called 6 Things You Shouldn't Lick. And it says, I've reached the battery part, but it does say that in Japan, people are licking each other's eyeballs, a new fad called oculinctus.
Yeah, that was a thing. I think the first time I heard of that was like a couple, maybe a year ago.
Yeah, this might be an old article. Oh yeah, this is a 2013 article.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I guess that's not any worse than just French kissing. I don't know.
You'd have to keep your eye. I mean, if somebody put their tongue on my eyeball, I would think my eye would automatically close, right?
Yeah. Mine would too. I don't.
A lot of Japanese running around with black tongues from mascara.
I don't like eye drops or anything going in my eyes.
I'm gonna keep 9-volt batteries in my drawer in case, for blackouts.
Oh,
Lord. Of all the subjects I thought I would talk about this morning, licking batteries was not at the top of that list.
6 things you shouldn't lick. A 10-degree pole. What was that Christmas story where the kid licked the pole and it got his tongue stuck on it?
You know, I've never watched that movie.
You've never watched Christmas Story?
Never watched a Christmas
Are you serious?
Is that crazy? Every year I think, hey, Craig, every year I think, I'm going to sit down and watch that. And I just never do.
Yeah.
I need a life, I think, right? I need a life that includes batteries. And
we watched it so much when the kids were little. When David got out on his own, he bought me one of those leg lamps for Christmas one year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty cute. It's not as big as the one in the movie, but it's funny. I put it out every Christmas.
Do you?
Yeah, Gwen won't let me put it on the coffee table or anywhere obvious, but yeah, I set it out.
I would too. I'd have that sucker set up all year long and say, it's glorious.
It is.
Yeah, those are nice. I love that movie.
They're worth pretty good money on eBay too, I think. Let me see.
You would have thought that so many companies would replicate that. Or maybe, is it copyrighted or trademarked or something?
Oh, probably. Yeah, it's fragile. It must be Italian.
It's fragile. Wow, they got 45-inch ones for $200.
Wow.
Mine isn't 45. Mine's like 20 inches. But yeah, they sell for like, let's see. Let me look at Souls.
That's wild.
Yeah, they sell for like $35 used. It's pretty cool. The leg part lights up, and the lamp part's got a bulb in it that lights up. So
it's got fishnet stockings on, right?
Yeah, and fringe around the
lampshade.
Awesome.
It's glorious. It's.
I can't believe you've never seen that movie.
No, is that what they say?
Forrest Gump?
What's that?
Forrest Gump.
No, I've never seen that movie. I know the phrases from it. I'm not a big movie goer. I've never.
Sorry, Maggie, I can't be your friend anymore.
I live in Philadelphia, and I have never seen a Rocky movie.
Good.
Wow.
How weird is that?
You are weird.
I think I am weird.
You need to take a day
and just make myself a list of movies to watch.
Yeah. You need to claim like a sick day or something and say, I'm going to be in bed. You need to bring me food and drink. And these are the movies I want to watch.
Yeah, we need to make up a list of movies that everybody in the world has watched except for Maggie.
Yeah, for sure.
How about Gone with the Wind? Have you seen Gone with the Wind?
Oh, yeah, I've seen Gone with the Wind.
Okay. How about, I don't know.
Bum crack. And he was proud of that bum crack.
My leg lamp.
You'll have to be proud too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of movies I've never seen.
Yeah, if you want your friend Sally back, go get a 9-volt and test it in front of everybody.
I'll come tomorrow morning with a 9-volt battery.
Yeah.
Yes, a lamp, Nashana, a lamp. All right. Well, it is 10 o'clock Eastern time.
All righty.
Really?
That went fast.
Man, that went fast.
Yeah, it sure
You run
did.
a good show, Sally. You're a fluke.
Well,
this show is a fluke.
It is a fluke. For sure. Yeah, Shirley said, "Don't sell it, Todd. Family heirloom."
That's right.
Nashana says, "For the best experience, buy a 9 new volt." Yeah, that'll be a shocking experience. Thank you all for coming, being with us, and hanging out and chatting us up. We appreciate it. And we'll be back tomorrow on Chick Picker channel. And hope you have a good day.
It's probably going to be a show and tell tomorrow, all the stuff she bought.
Hopefully.
Probably. Maybe not. Sometimes she doesn't do that anymore. So it just depends. She'll probably tell you. More than show you.
Splendid day, Mr. Sadie. A splendid day.
Bye,
you
guys.
as well have a splendid day.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.